Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is a second upload today, surprisingly. But anyways, I'm on Planet Zoo right now, and as you can see, I am building a zoo. I'm calling the zoo right now the Pine Creek Rehab Center, but in a couple minutes you'll see that I change it into something else where I take characters from books and name the animals after them. By the time this video is done, I will have had The Hunger Games and The Throne of Glass. I like both those series a lot, so I suggest you read them if you're bored during quarantine, even though school's starting soon. As you can see right now, I did a big circle, square type thing, and then I divided it into 5 different squares or triangles. But I'm just closing them in with fences right now. Later on you'll see that it is actually a little too small for the animal I put in the biggest one. That was blinding lights. I was watching Monk while doing this, so if I just freeze, that means it's like either a fight scene or something I wanted to watch. I'm doing a voiceover. In the middle, I made a little like walk pathway through thing, and I'm going to put trees in the small parts that I left open. To be honest, it's a little too much, like there are too many trees, but I kept it. I should have just left the trees, like not putting those cherry blossoms right there, but I did anyways. Okay, so I was going to put the signpost here, but it ended up looking weird and I couldn't find like a sign thing to put on it. So I went over and started making a thing for like the zookeeper huts or whatever. And this part is really aggravating. It really made me angry because it took me a while to make. I am speeding this whole video up, so this was actually an hour and 15 minutes, but for you guys it's 12 minutes, so thank technology. But I'm just positioning it right now how I want it, and then adding paths. I end up removing that door over there because I couldn't get the path to work. It was really annoying me. And then I thought about putting an enclosure like around it, like where the paths were, but I didn't do that. I might add it later. Oh, and then trying to get the paths in the little closed off area. Oh my god, it was so annoying because like the paths wouldn't go there, so I needed to make like the whole thing a little bigger, which I didn't. I just deleted some of the buildings and end, but it made me angry doing this whole thing. So after I finished that keeper hut thing, I got some staff, so the keeper hut would be useful. Then I got some animals for the enclosures. I had no idea what I wanted to use, and their stats weren't the best. they either had really low fertility or like very low immune systems, which I don't really care about size. I ended up getting some lions for the Throne of Glass series, which at first I had named them just normal everyday names, but then I decided to name them after this book series, which if you're bored in quarantine, I suggest watching them. They are really good and action packed. I got really mad here because like it wouldn't show up, like the water treatment would only reach 3 of the 5 habitats, and it barely reached some of 2 of them. I didn't know why the lions were in the pastures. Too much horse stuff. Weren't in the exhibits yet because I had hit pause. Whoops. I don't know if this is just a me thing or an everyone, but sometimes when I place like the food troughs down for the animals, the zookeepers just don't fill it up, so I end up having to place like the fake zebras or just like the meat things, or like basically enrichment for them, but it also food. So here I am naming them all after characters of the Throne of Glass series. I couldn't think of another female for a second, but then I ended up finding a name. If I don't put trees in an exhibit, I feel like it's just very blah, so had to put trees. So in the Pride we have, I don't know if I pronounced them wrong, because like when you're reading a book, I feel like sometimes you just pronounce things in your head however you want. But I ended up, the male was Dorian, one of the females was Selena, another was Manon. I don't think I'm pronouncing these right, and then I couldn't even pronounce the other one, but she was one of my favorite characters. Then I ended up getting another male for rivalry, which is actually kind of annoying, and I don't know why I did it, but I'll add him here in a second. Right now I'm just working on the Hunger Games part. So I got some wolves because I felt like forest. It's kind of like where the Hunger Games takes place. So I got 1 male and 2 females, I think, to be Prim and Katniss, and then Gale. But then I needed a PETA, and I was like, I might as well just get Snow. Again, if you haven't read or seen these movies, this will make no sense to you. So, do the terrain before the animals get in, because I've been playing this game for a little while now, so I know some of the animals, like what they need and how much, but the wolves are always a hard one for me because I usually just put a lot of sand or a lot of grass in, but that's not how they work. Then the water was bugging me, so I tried to make a den with it. As you can see, that kind of failed as well because, well, it just looked really weird and I needed to fix it a lot, but I didn't. then the fighting happened. Then this guy looked like he was gonna fight Dorian, but I didn't know, so I just moved them anyways. Right here, I'm just seeing if I named everyone, because there's a good chance I could have forgotten. Then I got the alert that Selena was about to have her cub, so I ended up naming her cub Aylin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't quote me on that. Then I was seeing who the alpha in the pack was and comparing the mates, which I kind of forced. Katniss, if she wanted to mate with someone, I kind of forced her to mate with Gale, because, well, I don't want to spoil it. Then that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment.